Hi, friends. How are you this evening? Welcome to Mystery Stamping number 5. We're going way back. Oh, I got a little dog creeping by the window. I put her outside. Last week, she chewed a bunch of stuff. Oh, I got some water on my shirt. Oh, silly me. Oh, Glinda is here. Oh, she said she popped in earlier. Got her new catalog in the mail. Thanks. Have to watch the replay. She has a conflict tonight. Haven't had time to look at the new catalog yet either. Ooh, my customers, anyone who's placed an order recently, I sent one from Stampin' Up. So I'm glad to hear the catalogs are going out. That is awesome. And they go live September 1, along with other fun stuff. So my name is Cheryl Wright. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Northeastern Montana, and tonight is Mystery Stamping. Just in case this is your first time here, I'm streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you are, please say hello. So let me add my other camera, and it looks like I'm a little wonky tonight. It's the story of my life. I'm always a little wonky, but that's all right. And my buttons are back where they were supposed to be last week. I used full screen and it just kind of threw me off a little bit. All right. So I've got a bunch of stuff to share with you. Let me get to the new stuff because some of this is repeat. This is new. Starting tomorrow through Friday, earn double reward points, reward credits, whatever, from Stampin' Up for any order over $20. So instead of getting 10% back, you get 20% back. And if you're a demonstrator, you get that stacked on top of your demonstrator discount. So also new since I saw you last, Stampin' Cross Country registration is open and going strong. So if you would like to join us, go to craftwithcheryl.com and join me. Please join us. Watching from Saskatchewan. Well, I'm not very far away from Saskatchewan, about an hour and a half, Barb. All right. Hi, Nancy. All right. Hi, Barb. Hi, Nancy. So craftwithcheryl.com, that is where you go to sign up for all the things. Let me plunk that in there so you get to click on it if you'd like. And Stampin' Cross Country is it's a weekend, but we start early. So it's a week event, and there's crafting and challenges and prizes and mystery stamping and bingo, and it is awesome. So there you go, craftwithcheryl.com. Paper Pumpkin, the new one right now is this Aspens of Gratitude, and you have until September 10th. Last chance products are going strong and going fast. There are a few favorites of mine that are gone. So during the double rewards, be a great time to even get more deal off. All right, so Glow of Harvest is the product of the month. I used this on my class last week, and I'm using it again tonight. So I loved it, and I had some pieces that I didn't use the other night. So I thought tonight is leftover night. And also there's still a Cardstock and Designer Series paper sale happening with Stampin' Up. So if you shop tomorrow through Friday, you can get all the things. Stampin' Cross Country. Let me share the 2 stamp sets that we are using. These are the 2 stamp sets that we are using for Stampin' Cross Country. So there'll be 5 demonstrations for this and 5 demonstrations for that. And you get to either choose to get the box in the mail or just do it digitally. All right, I'm done talking about all that. You're close to the border, Barb? Wow, we could craft together if one of us could get across the border. Hi, Anna. Awesome. Awesome. Barb, are you closer to North Dakota or Montana? So we are case number 5. And like I said, I am using bits and pieces from what I found on my desk. Honestly, I really am. So last week I made these beautiful leaves. Last Thursday, I made these beautiful leaves with the foil. And I cut some more out with the little pieces from the lustrous leaves. This is one of the ones that's available September 1. So I made some extra and I thought, okay, I'm going to use that. And I did an experiment and used the foil on a piece of the Harvest Glow, and then I lost it, so I didn't get to use it the other day, but I found it at the end of my video. But I'm going to put this to use tonight. I'm trying a different internet setting too, so I'm hoping. Oh, wow, Barb, you're pretty close. I'm just south of Wolf Point. Okay, so there's that piece. So let's go ahead and I'm going to introduce the rest of what I'm doing. Cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored with the 8.5 side at the top, 2.5 from each end. All right, so come over 2.5 score, 2.5 score. So there's that piece. And I am using Early Espresso and cardstock, a different color than a card base, and 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. Now, this is the one that I fixed because I found my old copy and it said to fix it. So then I fixed it at 4:50 tonight. I put a different one on Facebook, but I think either way works because now I put it on here and I'm like, why did I change that? I don't know. I haven't done this one since 19. Whoa, I have done it since 19. I have not done this one since 2022. So my notes were old and it's been a while since I've done this card. So that's all right. Embossed cardstock or patterned designer series paper, 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. So this is that gorgeous piece of the Glow of Harvest DSP. That's the product of the month. And I foiled it. So I'm going to cut this up and use this. So that I haven't done that yet. I will do that. And then whiter vanilla cardstock, 5 1/4 by 4. And then a label or tag or shape, stamped or cut, 2 by 3 inches-ish. And a stamp with words. I have a few around here, so I'm not sure which one I'm using. I might use Simply Leaves. Actually, let me pull this back here. I have the Radiant Sunflowers, and I have an extra one that I already did, so I might use this. Like I said, you ever have leftovers at your house some night? That is what tonight is for me. I'm going to get some of the pieces off my table. And then embellishments, ribbon, twine, bling, foil pieces, ink, and adhesive. And that is where we're headed with our card this evening. All right, so let's get some pieces out of the road. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, and just in case you didn't understand the trim from, or the score, 2 1/8 from each end. So with the 8.5 piece up against the edge, 2 1/8, and then we're going to score it, and then flip your paper around and 2 1/8, and then score it. Okay. Hi, Deb. How are you? All right. Got some eyeballs tonight. Ooh, speaking of which, my Thursday night class this week is tomorrow night. It's Wednesday night. So be here tomorrow night for a class. It was all in my email today to my customers, to my email subscribers. If you want to be a part of that, go to craftwithcheryl.com too. All right, so then you have this, and I am going to fold this in, make sure it lines up with my top and bottom, and then I'm going to crease it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure it lines up and crease it. And I believe this is called a gatefold card. So there we have that. This piece goes on here, and this piece is going to go on there. And like I said, my original said 2 1/4. Not 2 1/4, 5 1/4. And my directions said to fix it and make it 5 3/8. But I kind of like the 5 1/4 better. So I might trim these back down, which is fine. If they're longer, that's fine. So I hope you didn't trim new ones if you saw that. All right. And then we're going to use, I need to trim this. I'm going to trim these back down to 5 1/4. I know. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. I think I even threw that one in the trash. So I'll have to get it back out of my trash. In my computer trash. So 5 1/4 was correct. So I'm going to cut that 1/8 off. And I'm going to cut that 8th off. 5 1/4. There we go. So I was right, then I was wrong, and now I'm right. Whatever. All right, this is the piece I need to trim. I need to trim it so it is, I wanted to show it to you full. 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. So 5 1/4. So we're going to trim it off there. 5 1/4. Oh, you can, yeah, earn this with double reward points too. So 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to trim a little bit off this end because actually I'm going to go from this side. 1 3/4 because this edge doesn't have much oiling. 1 3/4. There we have it. So here's that beautiful paper. I think I'm going to go this way with the foil on it. And then I have scrap that I might use. You never know. All right. So I think we're done with the trimmer for now. So these pieces are going to get layered on top. I see why it was 5 3/8. I can see I need to double check some of these older pieces again. So, ay. So we need to trim the DSP. Like I said, if it's longer, that's great. That is okay. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to trim it. I'm going to leave it so the top and the bottom match. And the edges are, okay. See, it's been a while since I've done this. 4 years. Okay, I need some adhesive. I'm trying really hard to love my seal again. I've had much better luck since learning how to hold it this way. It's working for me. So I'm lining it up top to bottom, and then it just gets a smidgen on each edge. And that worked. Yay! I'm glad I didn't whack it off. If you want the border all the way around it, you need to whack off your DSP a little bit. All right, that did not center well. I know. One of the reasons I like the tape. I can go back in most of the time and pull it off. I can't do that with green glue. I've tried. All right. Matching, lining things up today apparently is a bit of a challenge. There we go. That worked. Okay, now the next one's going to be easier. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right. Oh, went right off the edge. All right, and this one, same thing. A little crease So now I know where I'm going. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and it just has a very, very, very narrow edge to it. Now, if you flip it over and you have that smidgen, I would not take your trimmer to it. I would take your scissors to it and just go right along that paper edge, that cardstock edge, and line it up. This one didn't have that, so I did a better job on that one. But that's all right. That's all I took off. And if it doesn't bother you, don't even worry about it. So, yeah. All right. So this, I'm going to have them go like they were together. And then this one goes on here. This is going to be a very elegant card. I see that now. I had a hard time picking my card base color. I had pecan pie and golden glow out also. I was just going with the colors from the designer series paper. All right, now this piece is going to be centered. Oh, it's not, it's centered, but it has a margin, a border on the top and the bottom. And that piece is going to bug me. I know. It's going to get a smidgen. It didn't get its smidgen, so now it's getting its smidgen. Are you this picky with your crafting, or is it just me? Am I the picky one? All right, there we go. And this one. I'm hoping this isn't the Stampin' Seal just showing off for me, and the next one I load is going to be horrible. But I feel pretty happy with myself with the Stampin' Seal. Knock on glass. All right, do I have them kind of sort of matched up? How's that look for you? It was pretty good. All right, now we need to figure out which way this is going. I have a little ding on it, but I think it's fine. I have the sand eraser. It's got a little tiny ink. Yep, and now it's gone. Yay! Sand eraser and little ink spots are great. All right. So I don't know if I want to go that way. Oh, I was going to use Hello Friend. Ooh, that works, doesn't it? With a butterfly. And then we can add some of these other pieces in. All right. I think I'm going to use that piece. This is from Radiant Sunflowers. It is one of the stamp sets that we are using for stamping cross country. I actually might move it down. It doesn't have to be centered. You can decide where you go, but then you need to put it only on one side or the other. So I'm actually going to use some dimensionals just because they have a little better grip. So I'm only putting it on half. And it's going to have some wear and tear because it's the opening and closing. All right, I'm going to get it there. Oh, no. It needs to go over a little bit. There you go, me lining everything up again. So like I said, this is from an upcoming stamp set, Hello Friend. And then I can build some leaves. I've got big ones and little ones. And this one gets to be the background then. Pretty. Now I don't want to pop these up too high, so I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. How are your cards coming along? Or are you just watching tonight? All right. Make sure it stays in the border. Same thing here. Okay, don't give me issues now. I was bragging you up. There we go. Ooh, so pretty. The copper goes, I think, pretty much with the Cajun Craze, but maybe it doesn't. All right, this one didn't get foiled on the edge, and that's all right. That is okay. I might not have needed both of my big ones on this side. That's all right too. So I'm actually going to tuck that one back in because it works there. Oh, maybe. Nope, it's fine. All right, and then I'm going to use this one in the middle. Actually, I'm going to put this one on next. I don't know if a butterfly goes with this, but it's there. And then this piece, this is the positive, and then the other ones are the negative. And I will be doing a lot more hot foil, I promise. And my friends is coming out tomorrow to play with it with me. Yay! Gave that one a little haircut because it's not going to fit under there because of the dimensionals. But that is all right. There we have it. This is kind of turning out to be pretty card. I'm going to use some glue dots on these because I want them to have a little more oomph. And I'm getting really close to using up the rest of this. The rest of this roll. I have a backup roll ready to go. Right. So, well, I want some pretty leaves. Ooh, this one actually matches it. Okay, this one didn't get foiled on the edge, so we might set that aside and use one of the other ones. We'll use it on a different one. Or maybe we'll use it on the inside of the card. All right. This one can actually go between. And I did not do any of the white ones, but these are just from the Lustrous Leaves stamp set as well, or dies. This is where I had the Post-it note tape to anchor the die down. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. All right, we're going to do one more small leaf, maybe here. And then we're going to move to the inside. Hello, friend. So there's the outside of my card. You like the darker leaves? I think they're just all gorgeous. You messed up. I'm sorry. Hi, Michelle and Melinda. West Virginia. Yay. Oh, 45 Christmas cards for daycare teachers. God bless you. Hopefully you'll get them all done. All right. Fun, fun. All right. I could have tucked that one a little bit differently. Maybe we'll see if it comes up. It does. Just have this big open area there. So I'm going to tuck that there. There we go. All right. Now the inside. The inside is this card. And I thought about using this strip on the inside since I had it extra, right? May as well use all the pretty paper that we can. Otherwise, it just becomes a scrap and eventually ends up in the scrap bucket or the bin or the trash bin. All right. I'll go ahead and put this. And it is the correct size. And you probably don't have that, but you do the inside of yours your way anyway, right? All right, and then I need, oh, I have a little piece. You know me, I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I have Hello Friend. What are other sentiments from that? Wishing you so much happiness. We're gonna do that. And my guess is it's already on a block because I was doing these for Stamping Cross Country. So Stamping Cross Country early bird registration closes in 3 days. So if you want the extra perks and bonuses, sign up within the next 3 days. craftwithcheryl.com. For those of you who are not sure what Stampin' Cross Country is, it is a week of fun and stamping. There's 5 of us presenters. We present a card, a project each, and there's bonus tutorials. And there's mystery stamping, bingo. We're doing hot foil Sunday. So it starts on September 25th and it goes for that whole week. It starts out really slow, like we just do challenges and get to know each other and do that kind of stuff in Facebook. And then Tuesday night is mystery stamping with me and here. And then Thursday night is bingo. It's live bingo. You have to be present to win. And then Friday, we start doing our videos and they are on YouTube. And everything is unlisted. You have to be a part of the fun to be a part of the fun. Hot Foil Sunday is going to be open to the public for 1 week. So you can partake in that if you'd like. All right, let me see. I've got some leaves. Might add a few. Might add, I don't know. I don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about leaves. I might just do a couple down in this opposite corner. We're going to use this one. And this one. Oh. I'm ready for a nap. I didn't sleep well last night. So I think actually I should avoid the nap and just go to bed at a decent hour tonight. But the double rewards, so I have to get my order in. 85 Christmas cards for a nursing home, Melinda. Wow, good for you guys are overachievers. I am impressed. That is incredible. And Melinda, you're in West Virginia? Wow. 45 cards, 85 cards. You guys are power crafters. Power crafters. Although I'm not making all those cards, but with Stampin' Cross Country, I get to drop up a bunch of pieces of paper and then put them in the mail for everybody else to do some fun with us. There. How's that? Still didn't use up all my glue dots, but I'm getting so close. Oops. Well, I threw the roll away and oh, by the way, there are so many of these little dies in the lustrous leaves. I lost one. So, but there's like, I don't know, there's tons of them. Look at all of them. All these. And I lost one. I didn't even get them all out. So, yeah, crazy. All right, back to my card. I would love to see your cards that you make, whether it's following my mystery craft or not, I would love to see one of the 85 cards or one of the 45 cards. Hi, Wendy. Australia, huh? Good morning. Good morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. I guess it's Wednesday there, isn't it? We are doing my craft class on Wednesday, so later today for you. Not really, because it'll be Thursday morning for you, but 7 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time for everyone else. So there is my card. I don't know if I'm going to put any embellishments on it because it's kind of got that blingy. What time is it? It says exclamation point 30. So is that like just after midnight? I don't remember the time difference. All right, that one's wiggly. I'm going to put a glue dot. So I will be back tomorrow night. I haven't decided what class I'm going to do. I'm thinking about doing hot foil, but I'm also thinking I might do something different. But there you have it. There is tonight's card using some, it was leftover night at my house for dinner for crafting. It's going to be leftovers for supper too. My husband's in the field. Finally got both combines going. Yay! But the peas are running horribly. So, yeah. I tell you, it's been one thing or another this year on the farm. All right, I'm cleaning up a space. So if you want to take a picture of case number 5 with the clue, you are very welcome to do so. 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Okay. So you're a chunk. Oh, 11:30. Okay. You guys are doing good. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Anna. I should have got that 11:30, but sometimes crafting and watching videos, watching comments and all that, I kind of get in trouble. Oh, wow. That is so kind of you, Melinda. She's adopted a nursing home for birthday cards each month and Christmas cards. I should do that for our local nursing home. That would be a good use of my time. All right. So I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And I will have a class ready for you. I will let you know what it is. As soon as I know, I will schedule it. And then I am taking off on Thursday to go west to my nephew's wedding. So I will be gone for the rest of the weekend. I think I'll be back in time for mystery stamping next week, but I will let you know if it's not going to happen for some reason. So anyway, have a great evening, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Don't forget all the things. Double rewards, Stampin' Cross Country, all the things. That's okay, Wendy. You can watch the replay or, yeah, you can watch the replay. So have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.